Hey, New York Jet fans from all around the world. Welcome to Laugh Through the Turbulence, a New York Jets podcast, the show that delivers you all your Jets content. Here are your hosts, John, Adden, and Monty. All the best to the New York Jet fans. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 go Jets.
No Jets.
The fuck?
Hey, listen, guys, before we start, I know that we are all frustrated. All three of us have a lot to say about yesterday's game.
I want to fucking start this time. I want to fucking start this time.
Yeah, you got it, John. But
I want to fucking start this time.
All right, okay. Just give me a second first, please. Give me 10 seconds, John.
You got 5 seconds.
I think that we should start on an upbeat note. Mets and Yankees are in the playoffs. A lot of Jet fans are Mets fans.
Shut the fuck up.
So let's take some solace there.
No.
And we got a good postseason run coming up. And John, the floor
positive
is
guy
yours.
adding on.
Let's go.
You guys almost fucking blew that shit. Game 1. Did you win game 2? Game 2 still going on right now, right?
No, game 2's over. Braves won.
Okay, so they fucking got bailed out at the end.
John, the Mets won. What are you
I don't care. I'm a
talking
Yankee
about?
fan. I was already in this shit. Yeah, I know. It's them and
Yeah,
Braves,
but I'm saying a lot of Jet fans are
Met
Met
fans,
fans. So why don't you have some
It's a
respect?
fucking Jets podcast. Let's talk about the other fucking
Jets.
with blue and
Not
orange.
only Jets. I'm such a man.
I'm mad at the
Only
Jets right now.
All right, John, go ahead. You want to go first? Go for it.
I don't think I've ever seen the Jets favored by so many points and fucking lose, let alone at home, with what should be up and down in every position group, a fucking better fucking roster. QB, Rodgers, Knicks. I mean, Bronocs sucked that game, right? Running backs, you have Brees, who, where the fuck is he, right? And Braylon Allen, who's outrunning him, right? You have the receiving core. I would take our receiving core, although what the fuck happened to Garrett Wilson being on the same page with Aaron Rodgers, right? Tight ends, I'd still take ours, even though it's close, right? O-line, it should be the same. They didn't show up for the run blocking this weekend. And, Denver blitzed the fuck out of them, right? Which was expected because we talked about this after week 2. Denver had the highest pressure rate, but they had a massive blitz rate to complement it, which showed, right? Defense, hey, you guys were fucking lights out, but you just dealt with the same shit that we had last year, except on paper you had a way better offense. Their defense was fucking great. I'll give them that. And it's shown up a lot since giving, 72 points or 71 points from last year? But what the fuck? What the fuck? This has to be coaching at this point, right? This fucking has to be coaching at this fucking point. This is fucking hack. I don't know what happened last week against the Patriots. They started off with a play action, and they started off throwing the ball. 2 straight runs, pass. That was a sack, right? So I don't understand what the fuck happened, and why isn't Braylon Allen in until the second half? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Why the fuck do you miss on 1st and goal at the 1 and don't fucking get it in, and then your 3rd down play, you throw in fucking Solomon fucking Thomas to go for a play action out route? What the fuck was that? Somebody talk to me.
Yeah, so I will say this, John. It's what Monty and I had been saying the whole offseason, and something that, and we love you, John, but something that you pushed back on is that this is what you get with Hackett. This isn't the LaFleur offense that Rodgers won MVPs in. This isn't the LaFleur offense where LaFleur was calling the plays, where LaFleur was designing the plays. This is what we screamed about the whole time, but nobody listened. Everybody
it wasn't supposed to be this bad ever with Aaron Rodgers. Wasn't supposed to be this fucking. Not even one touchdown. Not even one touchdown.
The fact is, when you pair him with an absolute moron, this is what happens. Aaron Rodgers can't fix everything. He can't call the plays. He can't bring in the personnel groupings, right? Personnel grouping, 3rd and 10, last offensive play of the game. Gotta have it. The play went to Gibson. Where was Mike Williams? Mike Williams was on the sideline. That's poor personnel management. That's hacking. Rodgers cannot do that.
That is hacking.
Right? And that's what we were yelling about.
But that didn't happen when he was in fucking Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers.
Because Hackett had no responsibility. That's what I was screaming about. It was on the floor. And you refuse to believe that. Jet fans refuse to believe. Oh, no. It wasn't the offense.
Yeah.
Hackett had nothing to do with it. Right? That's the point. And nobody wants to believe it. Now you see
it's the bottom line.
Now you see why we've been screaming about it. Rodgers cannot fix everything. The personnel groupings were nonsense. There was zero use of motion. Braylon Allen didn't get his first carry until the 3rd possession in a rain game.
It was really wet out. I know,
right? And you cannot run an offense that way. Right?
Absolutely inept.
And it's just, Monty, go ahead. It's infuriating to me that this is what we have to deal with the offense.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, you guys kind of captured a lot of the emotion. Unfortunately, I have no emotion. I'm wearing black because I'm in mourning right now. I'm literally like depressed Jets fan mode right now. So to try to like cheer myself up, I tried to look at a little of the bright side, and I didn't really find much. I got a shit ton of bad, got a little good. The good that I'll start with is, it's still early. We have a lot of football left in this season, so we do have time to turn things around. If that means firing coaches, if that means, people just need to get their asses in gear, have a come to Jesus moment, take some ayahuasca. I don't know what the fuck. Some shit needs to happen and some change needs to happen. We still have a 500 record, so we're technically not losers yet. Olu and Braylon looking good, so at least that's okay.
Olu had a bad day, but that's okay.
Olu didn't look bad for a rookie playing his first full game in the rain. Like, that wasn't, to me, I didn't see, like, did he let up any sacks?
Yep.
He did?
He was the lowest graded offensive lineman by PFF. He gave up the most pressures. He had a bad game.
He let up the most pressures, not sacks, though.
But
actually, maybe sacks too. Hang on, I'll get the report.
But listen, look, it's his first start, man. That's a hard position, and he's playing out of position. He's a left tackle.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, go for it.
Sorry, correction. No sacks, but 5 pressures, 4 hurries, 1 QB hit.
Yeah, because I was watching him quite a bit. I didn't see sacks. I saw he's letting the guys get muscle him a little bit, but it was a brand new rookie. Anyway, for me, that wasn't it was not terrible. That's where we're at, by the way. Is not terrible is a bright spot in this. So I wouldn't call him terrible, and that's a bright spot. That's how sad it is.
Yeah, Tippmann had a bad game. Simpson had not a great game.
Tyron Smith had not a good game.
Tyron was okay. He did give up a sack, but only
that's what I'm saying.
Vera Tucker was actually our best pass blocker. Gave up 1 QB hit.
And then the last part is special teams. I mean, obviously Zwerline missed that kick, 50 fucking yarder in the rain. It shouldn't have come down to that. Yeah, he should make that, of course, but I'm not going to put the game on the only fucking guy who scored points the whole game. And then now I'm going to fucking just go into it. This should not have happened. This is a game we've seen 30 times over the past 4 years or however long since the Joe D and Salah show. You could have put Zach, you could have put Boyle, you could have put any of the fucking carousel of
acceptable if it was one of those.
Yeah, of goons that we've had at QB, and they would have had this same game. In fact, Flacco had not a terrible game this week. I would rather him in. Well, I don't want to rag on Rodgers too much.
I don't think you can rag on Rodgers.
He missed some stuff.
On 51 dropbacks, he was pressured on 17 dropbacks, which is 33%.
Yeah, he's running for his life.
Running for his life. And, he missed a couple throws.
He did.
But, like, you can just tell the ball's coming out like fucking – I know it didn't rain so heavy per, like, water on the ground because it was not kind of rain, but, like, it was fucking wet as shit. Yeah. And, like, even Bo Nix missed a lot of fucking throws because he just couldn't grip the ball. Like, you've never seen Rodgers miss a throw like that because, unless it's
I saw it literally slip off his hands on that one play. It went straight dead on.
And there were 3 drops. There was 3 drops.
Yeah. So look, so when I say that, we could have put Flacco or whoever in there, I'm not saying that's a shit on Rodgers. I'm saying that in terms of us just having no offensive production at all, no touchdowns, very little in terms of anything getting going. But honestly, for me, right off the bat, Salah, Hackett, gotta go. That's it. I'm out on both these fucking guys. If they lose the next 2 games, I'd be okay with that. Well, I mean, we got O'Connell and Flores and the fucking Vikings who have been playing fucking lights fucking out football, kicking everybody's ass from the 49ers who beat the piss out of us, embarrassed us on live TV on prime time.
This game was worse than the Niners.
I know that. I'm just saying we have O'Connell and Flores who beat the shit out of those guys.
So I think one of the things we got, and I understand the frustration, right? And I think one of the things that we do have to recognize and understand and accept as Jet fans is that there is a 99.9% chance that the Jets are not firing Salah, right? Woody Johnson does not fire coaches, right? So all of this talk, as frustrated as we are, as annoyed as we are, right? Coaching change.
I get it, but it's what we're talking about. I mean, we're talking about where the failings
were. I totally understand. I totally get it. And I think that, but we're wasting our time saying that.
I don't think so. And here's why. Because Woody, all those guys, they watch and read social media just like anyone else. We're getting, 1,000 views on our videos average. There's a lot of other people saying the same things we are. If the voices get loud enough, heads are going to roll. That's just how it goes. Because people start not showing up and going to state games. But that's what happens.
But that's not the reality, right? Because the Jets were number 2 in attendance last year.
It's fucking
terrible. So the fact of the matter is that Jet fans love the Jets. And this same exact talk was happening last year, right? People wanted Salah fired last year. So I don't.
There's a little bit of a difference, right? Because there's nothing left to fix. That's why. You can't. There's nothing else. We got rid of LaFleur. We got the O-line fixed up. All right, PFF, Pro Football Network, everywhere you can look up through just this game had us ranked top 5 in O-line. O-line played like ass. Okay, that we fixed the O-line. We got rid of Cobb. We got rid of Elijah Moore. We added Allen and Braylon Allen and Corley and Williams and Davis, and we got Rodgers back, and we got Tyrod. We fixed every fucking thing on this team. The only thing left on this team to fix that's the only common denominator of all of it is the coaching. It's Hackett, it's Todd Downing, it's Keith Carter, and it's fucking Robert Saleh. And I don't care if it's not realistic.
Let me go. I'm going to just say one thing. Okay, Broncos blitzed a fucking lot, right? It's a little challenge when it is raining. It is a little challenging to counter a fucking blitz, right? Especially because you're still in pass, right? You do have to get rid of the rock. You have to get rid of it fucking quickly, right? And that makes things a little bit more difficult in the rain, right? Things need to get open. It's a little hard to get a little open in the rain, right? Just movement, right? And even just fucking releasing a ball that quickly, and catching it, right? Everything gets a little bit harder in that. But still, you're fucking right. This is fucking like if this happens again, I will sign the off with his head Hackett petition. At least you realize what's gonna happen, right? If someone's gonna get fired, it's gonna be just Hackett. Saleh ain't getting fired in tandem with Hackett. You know that. It's just gonna be fucking Hackett. And it's have to come for a Rodgers approval.
Or I also think on the Hackett side, maybe it's a thing where someone else calls plays. Someone else takes over the offense, because I don't think removing Hackett is going to be beneficial, because Rodgers won't say, yeah, get rid of him. But
I'd rather Rodgers call the plays. I'd rather Rodgers call the plays.
Yeah, but it's not. But this is the whole thing, right? It's not just about play calling, right? He can't bring in the personnel groupings. He can't do all of that while playing quarterback.
I know.
He can't think about the next play. He's got to run the play that's called. That's why the theory with Hackett was him and Rodgers will be aligned on the play calling, aligned on the personnel groupings, and then when Rodgers gets to the line, he can do whatever he needs to do.
You can't tell me that there's no one that can play nice with Rodgers that we could get in that couldn't do a better job, or at least as good of a job, and give the team a spark.
But here's the other thing I would say, man. Here's the other thing. I love Rodgers. He doesn't get to dictate. You find somebody better, you bring them in. And that's it. Like, what are we doing here? We're catering to Rodgers. We're doing whatever he wants, and it's a disaster.
Well, that was their choice. I'm just trying to operate within the choices that they've clearly made. They've clearly made a commitment to Rodgers and sucking his whatever.
That was the price of getting Rodgers. It was the price
and if that exactly, and if that was the price, that was the price. And if that's what they want to stick to, fine. But at this point, you can get someone else who is cool with Rodgers that can figure it out. That Rodgers is like, all right, I'm okay with this, dude. I'm sorry, Hackett, but you just suck too bad.
But here's
Gase
the
is
thing,
coaching high school football. He'll come up.
But here's the other thing.
I want him at this point.
But
he knows how to win with a Hall of Fame coach, quarterback.
But here's the other piece of it, right? Is that, I don't know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall the time when an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator has been replaced in season by someone outside of the organization.
Wait, what? No, wait. Last year, just for correction, Bills let go of Ken Dorsey. They put Joe Brady in.
Yeah, but he was in the organization, I'm saying.
Very true. Very true.
I'm saying
that's really how it works, and the reason for it is because it's really hard to find someone off the streets.
John, no, I understand. That's my point.
It's coming from inside, not outside.
But John, that's my point, is that who on this offensive staff do you trust to call plays?
Special teams
you
coach.
You don't have a Joe Brady. You don't have a guy like that.
Our tight end coach.
Ron Milton, he's not calling plays. Do you trust him to call plays? He coaches the tight ends. Joe Brady was an offensive coordinator for Joe Burrow at LSU and was an offensive coordinator for a few years in Carolina, and then kind of was second fiddle to, he was a natural replacement. I mean, the only guy that could do it is Todd Downing because he's done it before. But do you trust him?
I mean, at this point, I think give him a shot over Hackett, because I really think that anyone can be better. Can be better than
a game like this against a team that, if it's the Vikings. I think you just leave him in the UK.
It really might be addition by subtraction, by letting someone else get a shot even within the organization. Maybe we do get better just because Hackett is such a fucking dummy. It might be that, because I mean, bro, the play calling is so I can look at the game and I always know what the hell the Jets are going to run. I always know it. Now he was starting to get a little creative with we're going to come out passing. But then it's like he's completely inflexible with his game plan. Why are we coming out throwing bomb after bomb after bomb, slinging the shit out of the rock in a bath? We had water all over the damn place. It was wet as hell, as John said. And we come out, you can't adjust the ball. You have Braylon fucking Allen, bro. You should have already once Brees already started with his bullshit of getting stuff. I told you guys about this when I was saying, he's not a a 3-down back. This is what I was talking about. You guys misinterpreted it as, I'm saying he can't be a 3. No. On other teams with a better line and better coaching, yeah, maybe he could do it. But in this situation, he ain't the guy because he gets bottled up too fucking easy at the line. This guy, Allen, anytime he gets the ball, it's getting back to the line of scrimmage. He's breaking at least one tackle every time. It doesn't matter.
I'll say this to Brees's defense. He's a different style runner for this type of offensive line.
He is a different style player. He shouldn't.
A run power scheme that fits very well with Mr. Braylon Allen.
Yes,
exactly. And that's why
Brees is better off. Honestly, you could make an argument right now. Brees should just be more of a slot receiver at this point.
I agree.
I think that you do the 2 running back sets more. I think you let Braylon Allen be the first down. I don't want to see Brees running up the middle on first down ever again. I don't want to see that. I'm done with that. That shit's over. Those days are over. That shit needs to be done because we have a better back at running. He's carrying more. He's got more yards per carry after contact right now. He's got more yards per carry, period. He's breaking tackles at a similar rate. And he outrushed Brees 2 games in a row. What else we need to see to get this guy at least a 40-60 split? Yeah, last game that was close, but he needs to be early and often. They threw him in when it wasn't as important, when we were already, kind of hurting and we didn't have anything going. Momentum is very important.
Braylon Allen is still the highest graded running back in Pro Football Focus right now.
Yeah, as he should
be. Even higher than Derrick Henry.
The dude is running people over. He's making use of every little snap. Give that guy the fucking ball, dude. And just to get back, because I don't want to get too far away from the coaches, because this is coaching. All right, this team is fucking undisciplined as shit. What are we doing? All right, 2022, 6th most penalty yards in the league. 2023, number 1 most penalized team, number 1 in false starts. This year, we're already 6th most penalized team in the NFL and the 4th most penalty yards in the whole league. What are we doing? That is coaching.
The Czar gun thing was so fucking that was, they should never call that.
Still, it doesn't matter. You don't need to be
But you also have Will McDonald lining up offsides multiple times. You have Tyron Smith, a first ballot Hall of Famer, false start and a holding penalty.
2 false starts by Breece Hall.
2 false starts.
You're already sucking, and then now you want to add penalties on top. You should bench Breece's ass.
We can't look at this as a flash in the pan, right? We can't look at this as a one-off because it's been happening, as Monty alluded to, year after year after year,
and game after game this season.
Yeah, and what I'll say about Saleh, right, is that one of his blessings is a curse, is that he's the ultimate player coach, which is great in today's sports landscape where you can't call players out, you can't yell at them, you can't do any of that. So he's great at relating to today's player. But with that said, he's also not great at holding them accountable because
he's not great at running a football team. That's what he's not great at.
he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to ruin that relationship. So it's really a double-edged sword, right? And I think that
Guy's got what, twice as many losses as wins now?
well, right. And look, and listen, I think a lot of it that has to do with the fact that there wasn't a lot of talent. And my argument for Salah was that I want to see him with a good quarterback.
And
We've seen him for 4 games.
I don't like what I see.
Quarterback, yeah, and it doesn't look great, right? So now we have to look at it and say again, right? We can complain and yell and scream and be miserable about Salah being the coach. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
right?
We let Bo Nix, who sucks, get his first touchdown of the year on us. We're supposed to be the Don Dada defense. We're supposed to be the stud. This is supposed to be a team that's competing for top 5 defensive prowess. And
that drive was for me. I mean, first off, Knicks, that third down and long that he made, that was a fucking throw. I'll give him credit for that throw. The one, the 20 yard. No, hang on. The 29-yarder, and that was crazy. That was half his passing yards of the game, right? Then the drive got extended by that bullshit pass interference call on Michael Carter. Then he barely tugged the jersey, and he got called on it, and that should have ended the drive right there too. I don't know what exactly happened. That touchdown was a little weird because I think Sutton came from what looked like DJ Reed's side, if I'm right, and
it came from one side all the way over to the other.
Yeah, it was just very strange. Something happened in the safety communication that probably fucked that up.
Well, I think it goes to Monty's point in our group chat.
You can't rag on the defense too much. They did get. They got enough pressure. They got enough pressure. They didn't get any sacks, which is weird. And Quinn did not have.
You can because you're as good as your worst moment in the game.
I know, but it was still
unfortunate.
They only got 10 plays and 2 drives that actually meant something, and they pushed them back enough for field goals. Like remember after the Garrett Wilson fumble, they pushed him back out of field goal range, which was fucking huge.
But John, the point also goes to coaching, where it's
opposite side of the ball.
Well, on the defensive side too, John. And on a gotta have it drive, Sauce has to eliminate Courtland Sutton.
So
that should have never happened because Sauce has to. You say, listen, we're not going to have Sauce travel all game, but we have to have it. So Sauce, go eliminate
that guy. Yeah, it happens to Garrett Wilson. I'm sick of seeing Garrett Wilson not be a fucking factor.
Every time Garrett
Wilson, but
I'm sick
I understand, but I'm just DJ Reed.
Not good enough.
Very well this year. He's
very
well.
I know, but you blew it where it counted.
We might be better.
But hold on, but John.
He actually is playing better than Sauce.
But John, what you said is that there was a safety miscommunication, right?
I think there was. I didn't look at the play again, but I would get that open.
But if we're going under that premise, the safety communication should not have mattered because it should have been Sauce, you follow him everywhere. The communication shouldn't matter. That's a gotta have it play.
Yeah,
and the problem, the other piece with this staff on offense and defense is they seem inflexible, right? And I thought on Thursday night against the Patriots, they showed flexibility, but they went back to the same bullshit against Denver, not bringing pressure, just saying our system will work, right? Not having Sauce eliminate Courtland Sutton the way Patrick Surtain eliminated Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Right. Why can other teams do it and the Jets can't?
I understand. I understand. I'm saying this right now. DJ Reed is playing fucking phenomenal, and he did his job. He targeted 6 times, let up 1 catch.
But John, this isn't.
I understand. I'm just saying that, basically, DJ Reed and Sauce are basically the same right now.
What?
You understand? It doesn't matter. I know, but here's another fucking thing I'm saying, right?
It's not about DJ Reed.
About the defense right now as being any fucking problem right now, right? After last game, we're on the wrong side of the ball. again, like you talk about the fucking offense. If you want to
No, you talk about both. They ran for 136 yards against us. That's bullshit. That should not happen.
Right, and that's John, but that's the other
been
point.
Every game. There's only one game where there's
But
only
John-
one game
but
where
John, that's the
opposing team
other
didn't
point.
run for 100+ yards.
But
Only
the
one
other-
game this season.
The other point is that you knew they can't throw. So why did you shut down the run and force them to throw? But you let them 7 yards here, 6 yards here, 5 yards here, 4 yards there. They ran the ball down your throat when they had to have it.
This is the only game.
They grinded them out.
This is the only game, by the way, this is the only game where Bo Nix didn't have an interception this year. Just FYI.
Yeah, I will just say this one more time, though. Like, they didn't get those runs that you're talking about until late in the game.
When it mattered.
Yeah.
When it
As
mattered.
I said, defense got worn out. Defense got worn out.
That's not good enough. That's not
you
good
can't
enough.
say that. What happened
It's not
so
good
why the Broncos defense didn't get worn out then?
Yeah, why couldn't the Jets
why
run
were
all
they
over their defense?
why did they get to carry the ball 10 more times than we did? We don't have the better running backs. Why would we not
run the ball? We couldn't run the ball and control the clock. Dude.
Yes, we could. Because we were trying to run Brees up the gut 50 times.
Did
That's
we
why.
run the ball successfully at all with Brees?
No, because we kept putting him in the wrong situations. I've been telling you guys for a mad long time. This is not the way to use it. We need to use Allen and Brees the way that the Lions use Monty and Gibbs, Thunder and Lightning. Brees should not be. I don't want to see any more up the gut between the tackles.
I'm looking at the stats right now. Brees Hall had 10 carries for 4 yards.
Yeah.
0.4 yards.
That's your RB1. You got to at least give him 15 carries.
And Braylon had 8 for 34, 4.2 yards a carry.
Brees is like a slot machine, right?
And
You might crap out 11 times in a row, and then on the 12th time, he runs for 100 yards. That's how Brees is.
Well, no. He's had a good first 3 games of the season. But I think you have to look at it in the context of yesterday's game. Yesterday's game. You needed a bruiser, not a finesse.
You needed Braylon.
Absolutely.
And they didn't utilize him enough. And that's the point about being inflexible.
Yeah.
The whole coaching staff is inflexible.
They're still on this mode.
I will say this. Their best offense, the offenses look the best when Braylon Allen is involved. It was the same way in the Titans game. They started off slow, started throwing him in there. Boom. Patriots game, they just destroyed him. And Braylon Allen was in a lot, and they were moving the ball around, right? You got to get Braylon involved. Early.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's the how to fucking fix that offense.
And I think
last thing I want to get to, because we have a lot to talk about too. I want to talk about fucking Garrett Wilson. What the fuck? Like, in terms of just like not same page shit.
Gets erased, gets mitigated out every game.
But I'll also say this, right? That goes back to Hackett. Look at teams with alpha receivers, right? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Their coaches understand how to scheme him open and give him 3 inches of space, and then they go and do their thing. Hackett cannot scheme Garrett open.
Hackett can't scheme his way out of a wet paper bag. Yeah. They had 10 days to prep for this. 10 days.
You tell me that, Garrett, I don't put this on Garrett. It's the fact that, you know what? You know Surtain is going to be following him, so motion him. Move him around the formation. Get him an advantage. Nope. They don't draw up any plays for Garrett. They don't know what they're doing. And
then Mike Williams was actually having a pretty decent day. He was catching the passes thrown his way, and they don't throw to him. They got him on the bench instead, and they got Xavier Gibson on 3rd and 10 at the end of the game instead of Mike Williams. Why?
Yeah. That's old offensive coaching, which again, it's what we've been screaming about since January.
Yeah.
But people don't want to listen. Rodgers. He can't. He's a player. He can't do it on his own.
I told you guys after game 1 or game 2, this wasn't a Super Bowl team, and this is why.
Game one. And
game 1.
We got lied to. We got jetted again on game 3.
And this is why. This was
not supposed to. If they just resembled anything of week 3, this is a blowout, as it should have been. It should have been.
Yeah.
And look, I think what we also have to do, and I know that we've kind of really let this team have it. We also have to take a little bit of a step back and look at this for what it is right now. 2-2 after 4 games, 1 game out of the division lead. If the season was to end today, they're the 5th seed in the playoffs. So yes, was yesterday a disaster? Absolutely, right? It's also the NFL. The other team gets paid. The Broncos defense in the last 3 games, including yesterday, has allowed 22 points, including a game against Tampa, who just eviscerated Philadelphia, who went into Detroit and won. So maybe Denver has a really good defense, right? We have to give them credit there. And what I'll also say is that moving forward, it's still all in front of you, right? You have this game against Minnesota. Darnold is playing at an MVP level. O'Connell and Flores are excellent coaches. Now we have to see, can this staff not be inflexible? Can you have Sauce match up with Justin Jefferson? Can you cause havoc to make Darnold, force him into some mistakes that he's prone to making over his entire career, right? Everything's in front of you. You win. Now you're playing Buffalo on Monday night with the division lead at stake, right? So everything is still in front of them, but there are a lot of things that need to be corrected very quickly. And so, we move, but it's not looking great right now.
I will say this, though. The schedule still looks pretty gettable after these 2 weeks. If you really think about it, just hear me out. Pittsburgh looks a little bit more beatable now. They have no offense as well. You have the Patriots again. Texans don't look that sharp like they did start the year. Cardinals. Anthony Richardson, Colts. Is he done for the what's his? He may, who knows what's going to happen there with him, right? Seahawks are probably going to be 4-0 after. Well, actually, no, they're going to probably be 3-1 after, but they haven't really played anybody. They did beat the.
Well, I mean, they play at Detroit tonight. So
yeah, Dolphins twice, Jaguars who, Rams defense doesn't look so sharp. Bills again. They could still sneak into the playoffs. Here's what I don't understand also is why is Corley not getting any fucking reps?
Well, hold on. I want to go back.
Can't be any worse than Gibson.
Wait. Let's go back for
Can't be worse than Gibson.
John, at 2-2, now you're saying the goal is to hopefully sneak into the playoffs?
I think.
What are we doing right now?
I'm saying if you're going to have one of these fuck-up games every once in a while, yeah, you can still sneak in the playoffs. There's going to be another 1 or 2 of these, right? But there's games on the schedule that we saw in the beginning of the year that were looked at as being harder than they are today.
This is why my prediction for the season was only 11 games. And while a lot of other people were at 13 and
hey, we can still get to 13-4.
I mean, look,
I should get rid of this fucking jersey. This jersey, I don't know why I'm wearing this jersey. I wore a lot to the game, and it's a fucking disaster. I wore it to the fucking Rodgers Achilles game. It was a fucking disaster. I should just burn this fucking jersey.
Yeah, you're the problem.
Yeah, your jersey's the problem.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's just, it's
all right. You want to
where
do
do
this
we
how
go from here?
Shit?
Yeah,
We kind of
Yeah.
touched on it.
So pretty much what we wanted to do at this point is just, take a little step back from all the negative side and all the, us pointing out all the terrible things that the Jets are doing, and kind of give, a little help to the management, and just kind of throw out there our thoughts. Just a couple of things that we think that the Jets can realistically do to fix what's going on. Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So, we touched on it a little bit, and I touched on it many times. I'm going to continue to touch on it. It's with the running game. It's got to be a near 50-50 split between Braylon and Brees. They got to be used like thunder and lightning. I need to see Braylon on those dives, on those draw plays, a little bit involved in the passing game. Like David Montgomery, he catches a few passes too. I don't want to see him any more Brees running 3 times into a pile of people, getting his ass knocked back. I'm done with that. Okay. You ride the hot hand. Okay. Brees is only for misdirection plays, screens, short passes, or even long passes. And for, just creative trickery, stuff like that. That's what Brees is for. Brees can come in once Braylon's also like ground down the defense after the first couple of quarters, and then they're tired. Then Brees can come in and bust his 60-yard runs and do what Brees does. That's what we need to see. The running game needs to be adjusted. And then the other thing I would just say is we need to get Mike Williams more involved. I think it was a mistake to ease him in as much as we have been. We're already 5 games in. We're almost basically a quarter of the season in basically a quarter. We're 20. Yeah. So we're 20. Yes. Well, we're going to game 5. So we're a quarter of the season at this point. 23% of the season is done. It's behind us right now. So there's no more easing in. I need to see Williams on the field pretty much as much as Garrett at this point. They should be 1 and 2. We should be seeing, if Garrett's getting blanketed, then that means Mike Williams eats. And if they dare, disrespect Garrett and don't put double coverage, don't bracket him, then Garrett needs to eat. And then that's it. Let these guys cook and let Rodgers be able to do his thing. And then I guess my last thing is just Hackett. Just be more flexible, dude. When you see it's fucking raining, don't come out slinging the fucking ball all day. Like, run the ball with your power back.
They started running it in the beginning of the game, dude.
Yeah, they started running it with Brees in the beginning of the game, and then they got bottled up because Brees is not the right guy. These things all go together. It's not that I'm saying, just run with anybody. Yeah, they could put Corley back there, or they could put Gibson back. No, you got to run with the right person too. That's the other part of it. So yeah, those are my things.
Oh, yeah, it was 3 straight passes to start.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're right, it was. And then it was run, false start.
And then we had a pass after that, obviously.
Okay, and then we had run, incomplete pass. We went back to the playbook. Pass, run. Yeah, you get all right. I don't need to do this. You can go fucking look it up yourselves, assholes. Like, comment, subscribe, though. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
I want to make some money off of this shit. I need to get to 1,000. We did get a jump recently. We appreciate that. For those that are commenting,
so we got a bunch of new subscribers. So thank you for supporting us.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone advertise like this. But you're an asshole if you don't like, comment, subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it costs YouTube something. So do that for us, will you?
Yeah, and then we'll keep making good content and keep bitching and complaining and going and laughing through the turbulence with you guys.
Yeah.
Adnan, what are your thoughts on that? What do you think we do?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, I think you go back to the New England game plan and replicate and build off of that on the offensive side, on the defensive side, the way that they came out, the way that they were, again, flexible. One of the things that I said is that they did break tendency, which is really important to do, right? And so I think that you got to go back to a game plan like that. Be, like Monty said, be flexible, be, dynamic in your play calling. Let's get away from this. Again, Aaron Rodgers will bail us out on third down. We got to give this guy help. That's number one. And number two, I am absolutely, completely, totally, 100% done with the Xavier Gipson experiment. You drafted Malachi Corley. You told anyone who would listen that Malachi Corley was the number 4 receiver on your board. You got him in the 3rd round. He's not playing. He's not returning kicks. Gipson is a 0 right now. And I would rather see Corley get integrated into the offense.
No.
He's a Debo-style guy. He can break tackles. He gives you an element that none of your other receivers do. He can bring that to the return game. I am done with Gipson. Great story, really cool, but he's not helping you win football games, right? And then the third thing is understanding your personnel, right? On the defensive side, they do a pretty good job of it. You never look at it and say, why'd they pull this guy? Why wasn't this guy in? What? On the offensive side, it just seems like they don't understand that on 3rd and 10 with the game on the line, Gipson should not be on the field. Forget about going to him. He shouldn't be on the field, right? So you got to learn from these mistakes and get better there. So
and Solomon Thomas, I don't want to ever see him going out for a pass ever again.
So here's what I'll say there, right? And
No,
I just
no,
I'll say this. No, hold on.
I saw him go up there because I was like, they were switching fields for the quarter change, and I was like, why is he in the offense?
But what I'll also hold on. But what I will also say is that Jaden Daniels has thrown 2 touchdowns to offensive linemen, right? You don't have to go.
Solomon Thomas, a D lineman, though.
Right, but what I'm saying is you don't have to go. Excuse me. You don't have to go away from that. You have to do it better, right? So that can be in the playbook, but you got to be better there. And
you tell me they couldn't have put Ruckert's big ass in there?
No, I agree. I don't think Solomon Thomas should be the goal line fullback either. Right? Forget about him going out for a pass. He's not a blocker. You're right. Put Rucker in there.
Rucker is actually efficient. He's been very efficient.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Okay. This is what I say this. The personnel should be as follows, right? Okay. If you're going to go 12 personnel, that's cool, right? Rutger, Conklin, Brees, Allen, mix it up 50-50, right? You're going to go 22 personnel, right? Those 4, and then have a combo of Garrett, Lazard, Williams, right? With the other 2 spots, right? You're going to go trips, Garrett, Lazard, Williams, right? Throw in Conklin / Brees, Allen, right? If you're going to throw 4 receivers out there, throw in fucking Corley, right? And then add, whatever you got to do. It should, those are the only guys that should be fucking playing at this point.
And I'm going to add one other quick thing. Like, this coaching staff is always too late on playing the rookies, right? Braylon Allen, play him. Corley, but they did the same thing with Garrett. They did the same thing with Brees. Wait. Play them. If they're ready to play them. Corley and Allen are ready to play them.
If they're not ready to play them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You drafted him.
Allen's a grown man. He was right. He was born ready. He was born ready to play football.
He's been a grown man since Wisconsin. The dude's a freaking monster.
He probably kicked our asses, each of us, like when he was 12 years old.
Yeah, the dude squats a minivan. He squats. He could squat a freaking minivan. I feel like
he's fucking he's huge, dude.
240 pounds, 6'1". The guy just runs people over.
Yeah, I'm gonna give credit to Quincy. I'm gonna give credit to Quincy Williams. just because he's been
absolutely. Shout out to Quincy, all pro level.
He's been really fucking good.
Best defensive player we have, period, right now.
Yeah, he might be. He's one
I
of the best.
I don't care what the PFF says. He's the best in my opinion. I don't care
They
what
have
the
him
PFF
sixth
says.
right now overall. I'm sorry. That's really if you do over 100 snaps, third.
Yeah, well, he should be second or
He
first.
deserves. Yeah. It's just Fred Warner who's really having a.
Oh, in the league. I thought you were talking about on the Jets. I was like, what?
No, I'm talking in the league. It's Fred Warner. It's McFadden, who's actually on the Giants, and then Quincy right now.
Yeah, Fred Warner's a beast.
Fred Warner's having an amazing year.
Been following him.
Actually, Nick Bosa looks like he might be the decoy this year. Although you could argue, it's hard to Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know. We'll see how many more sacks he gets because.
I mean, it's guys. It's 4 games in. A whole lot can happen.
I understand. All right, now
just
I'm
when
gonna
it's trending.
I'm gonna just say let Rodgers fucking cook, man. Just let Rodgers cook. Please, just let him do whatever the fuck he wants. Don't listen to Hackett, Rodgers. Just do whatever the fuck he wants, dude.
That's not possible. I love you, John. I hate that mentality.
Why not? Peyton Manning did it. That's what Peyton Manning did.
Peyton Manning didn't do that.
Yes, he did. He went to a line called audible every single play.
All right. I let you go through 4 fucking bullets. It took you 2.5 fucking minutes to go through them, and you went through the last one.
Saying, man, that mentality.
And I just said one fucking thing. Let Rodgers fucking cook. I will say this: Rodgers looks mobile. He looked even mobile in this fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very mobile in the Patriots game. He looks fine.
Yeah.
He looks fine. I can't believe I saw in a couple Jets social media posts that Rodgers looks old and all that. I'm like, what are you seeing?
You get posterized into the fucking turf 5 times by 300-pound D linemen. We'll see how fast you get up. You'll be getting up slow as shit.
What are you fucking?
Care how old you are. Care how old he is.
Yeah, it's the same guys that fucking suck LeBron's dick and say he's better than fucking Jordan, which he's not. I almost want to have a podcast dedicated to just that too.
These guys the guys saying that never played a down as fucking football in their life.
I never got the chance to either. I went to the wrong.
Yeah, but you at least played a freaking sport. Some of these guys are just fat fucks.
I mean, we talk about me playing golf all the time. To be fair, I was a soccer player. I got recruited. My school was an international school. We didn't have a football team. We had a soccer team. That was the team of the jocks. That was the team that got all the pussy.
Yeah. My school was football. Most schools it's football. Some things it's basketball.
Yeah.
But
side note: the Dolphins look like shit right now.
They do.
Thank God.
Yeah, they're playing right now as we're recording this. I don't even want to watch that slugfest.
But
that's the only thankful part is that we actually are by default the second best team in the AFC East.
John, and anything else to fix the Jets?
Yeah, Quinnen, you need to fucking show up, dude, every week. You need to be the defensive wrecking force that you're supposed to be. I mean, when he plays well, that defense is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It opens everything up. It opens up Will McDonald to be the wide 9. He still had pretty good pressure, I will say. On true process, he was a 16% pressure rate, which is good. But fucking Clemens was no show.
What else is new?
Yeah,
Dak had some pressure that was okay in a QB hit, but it just needs to be consistent. Yeah, I don't know. The spread moved like fucking mad. It's Vikings -2 now, I think. Which is we'll talk about that in the next episode. I think we're good on final thoughts. We're good on final thoughts, right? We don't have to do this again because we just did that for a little while. I will just say this again, right? You're good with final thoughts? I mean, we kind of did that, right? Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. We just fucking end the episode all fucking angry and upset. If you're angry, go fucking do something stupid at your house. Fucking throw the plate at the fucking kitchen because the steak wasn't cooked well done enough for you. Just fucking yell at your neighbor.
Break a bottle.
Yeah, break a bottle.
Push somebody out. Kick your car. Fuck it.
Do something. Be a car. Do something. Do something fun. But also just
get that anger out.
That everyone in our division is going to lose this week. It looks like.
Yeah, including us.
It can always be worse.
Yeah, but anyway, keep an eye out for our preview episode of the next game.
And don't be an asshole. Like, comment, subscribe. Seriously, I can't stop asking you enough. I know last time I asked you guys that, you guys jumped up in subscriptions. We thank you for it. So I'm going to keep being an asshole until we get over 1,000. Like, comment, subscribe. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Dolphins. Fuck the Bills. Go Jets.
Go Jets. Peace.
Go Jets.